Good morning. This is Memorial Day weekend starting. Well, actually, this is Sunday. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. And we're going to have a dinner out at the palace again today. And I'm going to make some stuff here to take out there. And then when we get out there and get everything on a plate, we'll show you what it looks like. The first thing that I'm going to do is make some potato salad. And I've already got the potatoes cooked, and I'll show you those and how I'm going to do those. And then I'm going to make Coney dog chili sauce for the hot dogs, and it's going to have beans and some really good things in it. So I'll be making that, and I'm going to make a slaw, a dill pickle slaw, because that's what Eric likes. And he also likes dill pickle relish in the potato salad, so I'm doing that for him today. And the other thing, I'm going to be making a couple of strawberry pies. So let's get started. And we're going to go over here to the sink. And I'm going to let you see what I'm doing. I'm going to get it over here on this side. Okay, I've cooked the potatoes and until they were fork tender, and the peelings were starting to break open, so that tells me that they're done. I also cooked my eggs in there while I was doing the potatoes to get those done, and I'm going to set those out on my trusty little Frisbee, and we'll peel those after a bit. I'm going to drain the potatoes in my drainer here. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to get a cold water on them. They're going to be hot to handle. So hot. Yeah, maybe I think I'll let these cool. But what I'm going to do, I'll show you what I'm going to do is peel the peeling off of them and put them back in the pot to get them mixed up. And these are very, very hot, so I'm going to let those cool for a little bit, and I think we'll go ahead and maybe start on the meat. I'll get it in the skillet, and we can get it going for the Coney sauce. Let me grab the meat. We're going to use 3.5 pounds of hamburger. Okay. Now, I should be doing this in the water, but I'm going to try to do it with my hands today, my arms. This rainy weather has been playing havoc with my shoulder, and sometimes I think that my brace isn't helping at all. I don't know. I thought that was 3 pounds, but maybe more. Nope, just try that. The skillet's not gonna probably hold all of this, so I'm just gonna put this much in for now. And I'm turning it down on low because the higher you cook it, it cooks up too fast and gets in big hard clumps. So, just gonna do this. Anyway, we're gonna let that cook for a little bit. I'll wash my hands off. I wonder if you all have something planned for today, if you're staying home. Or what? Okay, I've washed this pan out, and what I think I'll do is transfer part of that meat over here when it gets a little browner and start putting it in here, and then add the rest of the hamburger to the skillet while that's doing. And these potatoes are still pretty warm. I'm just going to throw those peels into the sink, and they can go down the disposal. They're still pretty warm. But I'll get to this and come back and show you what it looks like after they've cooled and I've got them all peeled. Okay? So, we'll go over here. We'll start about 2 or 3 things. And I'm going to get the slaw out. Got one leg on my camera stand that does not want to work right. So, on the slaw, I have got slaw that's already cut up, and I don't like to use that kind of slaw if it's regular cut. So what I do is I get the slaw that says Angel Hair Coleslaw, and it's cut up a lot finer, and that's the way I like it. I don't like big hard pieces in it. So that's what we're going to use, is the Angel Hair coleslaw mix. And this recipe calls for 16-ounce bag. This is a 10-ounce, but I'm probably going to do both of them. I bought 2, so I'll probably use both of the bags. Not for sure how many's going to be showing up. Put the first bag in there. That looks yummy. And the second bag, I want to get this dressing on it so that it will get marinated. It has to be in there for a good little bit to get all marinated in with the slaw. And that does look like a lot of slaw. But I've got a little grandson that loves slaw, and what's left I will send home with him, because he loves it. I'm over here chopping on my meat, trying to get it chopped up a little bit more. Like I said, I like to cook this slow so it don't get in such big hunks. I'm going to put some salt and pepper in there. There will be some, I'm going to use a package of chili mix, but I'm going to put a little salt on the meat and a little pepper. This will be ready to transfer in a little bit. It's browning up real nice. Okay. We'll let that finish cooking. And we'll, whoops, move back over here to the slaw. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to put onion salt or onion powder in there instead of onions, because there will be some other little children out there today that might not like onions. So instead of chopping up onions in it, I'm going to use the onion powder. And probably a teaspoon of onion powder. Okay? And then I'm going to put dill pickle relish in it. Let me grab a spoon over here. I'm not putting pickle relish in here, am I? Yeah, a cup of dill pickles in the slaw. I'm not going to put that much. I'm just going to put a couple of tablespoons in here, because I am putting this in the potato salad too. I'm going to be really dilled out. And I do not like dilled potato salad, but I'm going to eat it today. But my son likes it, so that's why I'm making it. Now I'm going to mix up the mayonnaise and some pickle juice that I'm going to open up. Do any of you have trouble getting your lids off of things? I sure do. I have a terrible time. Okay, I'm chopping up the hamburger again. I didn't want it to get too far ahead of me. It's just not quite done. I'll bring the pickles over here. And I'm gonna take my opener and I'm gonna put the point of it under the jar lid if I can. I may not be able to. Sometimes you can. Yep. And just, I go along there and just kind of raise it up. And then, I may not still be able to get it open. Sometimes this works and sometimes it don't. It worked for my pickle relish. Oh, come on. There we go. Ha ha ha. All right, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of pickle juice and a cup of mayonnaise. So I'm going to switch measuring cups. Well, let's see, I'm probably going to do more than that because I've used double the amount of the slaw mix. So I'll probably put in about 2 cups of mayonnaise in here. And I'm going to put 4 tablespoons, which would be 1/4 of a cup of pickle juice. I have to take a pickle out of there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, one to grow on. I actually do not have enough mayonnaise in here. Get my also going to put some dill in here, some dill seeds in here. Get my whisk. Put a little bit of salt, just a little bit. It wasn't even a teaspoon, but I think that's what the recipe called for. Now I'm going to go get some garlic powder out. And I'm just probably 1/2 teaspoon is what I'm putting in there. I'm not a big garlic fan, but I do like a little of it in there. So I'm going to add some more mayonnaise, and I always use, when I can get it, Duke's mayonnaise. Whoops. Because actually it was $1 cheaper than the regular name brand at the store yesterday. So it was on sale, and that made me happy. I'm gonna stir this up, and then I'm gonna take a taste of it and see how it's tasting. Okay, it's tasting pretty good, but it's gonna need some sugar. Gonna need some sugar. Okay, we're gonna put a hold on this for a second. Come over here and tend to our meat. Okay? ready to transfer over to the pot. A lot of grease in there in the bottom. We don't want it in our chili sauce. This chili sauce is really good. It's got some good ingredients in it, which I'll be sharing with you. Okay, I'm going to pour this grease into this little skillet so that I won't have all that. I'm going to add the rest of this meat in here. Get it all cooked up. Okay. That cook. We're gonna go back over to the slaw. Oh, we're doing a lot of moving around, aren't we? Sugar, sugar, sugar. That's what I said. Put about a half a cup of sugar in there. Give this another little taste. It's a little bitter, but I don't think it's enough. Add a wee bit more. Okay, we've got salt, we've got garlic powder, a little bit of dill, and pickle juice, and mayonnaise, and some dill pickle relish, and onion powder. I'm going to pour this, excuse me, into the slaw mixture. Okay. I need a little bit heavier spoon to stir that. It's nice and creamy. I'm just going to stir this all up. make sure this gets good and coated. Whoa. Got some bad pieces in there, didn't they? Okay. I'm going to set this in the refrigerator to be cooling down and marinating. Well, they didn't pay attention to what they were cutting, did they? Okay, that's the slaw. I'll taste that a little bit later, and if it needs anything else, we'll add it. Okay, into the fridge. I'll wash my hands off real quick. Now, actually, I can go ahead and do this. Whoop! My phone fell down. Actually, I can go ahead and do this and get this meat here cooked up, and I can add it at the end, but I could go ahead and mix up the Coney sauce, the chili sauce, and get everything else in it, and all I have to do is add this rest of this meat, and this will be done. So I'm going to let this finish cooking. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put the rest of what goes into the Coney sauce in here. How's that? Okie dokie. The first thing we're going to add is kidney beans. And it would be 3 cans this size. But one of my cans is a bigger can, so I'm only going to use the big can and the small can. And that just I've drained them, drained the beans, and they go right in there. Okay, how is that? Okay, the next thing we're going to put in there, we're going to do tomato sauce, and it says 4 small, whoops, this is not the tomato sauce. This one is 4 small tomato sauce. So we're going to do 2 large. There's 1. Okay. Here's the other tomato sauce. Okay. Anytime that I use use tomato sauce or anything with tomatoes in it, I always add some kind of sugar to it. This calls for a half a cup of brown sugar, but I'm going to take some of this out. Now I'm adding the rest of the beans, and it calls for 2 cans of Van Camp pork and beans. 2 cans of those. And I did not drain these, but I did drain the kidney beans. Okay, and the last thing that I have to add is some chili mix, McCormick chili mix. And the brown sugar, which I'm going to take some of this out before I add the brown sugar. This is the powdered mix that I'm adding. Now you can add as much of it as you want or as little of it as you want, just to give it the seasoning flavors. Now I'll probably just not quite do the whole pack and then taste it. A little more than a half a package is what I put in here. Okay, I'm going to turn this light on. Okay, get stubborn with me here. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble today. Just because, I guess. Testing my patience. That's okay. Okay, this is almost ready to add. There's a few more little places that need to get brown. Back over to this one. Finish stirring this up. When this gets good and hot, I'll take some out for Eric. He don't like sugar. Seems like I'm really trying to accommodate him today with the dill pickle potato salad and dill pickle slaw and the no sugar Coney chili sauce. Okay, we're gonna let that cook and get heated up and watch the meat finish cooking. Then I'm gonna get over here and get at these potatoes, which you won't want to stand here and watch me peel all of them, but it's easier on me to doing this way because of my hand. But and I may leave a few peels on because I do like the peeling, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do when I put them in the pan, in the bowl. I do like my potato salad if it's mashed up. I like it if it's cubed in small cubes, but I don't like it in big cubes because the salt does not penetrate in it, and it's not seasoned good enough. So I'm just going to break this up in little pieces however I want to make sure when I get it done that it'll be like I want it. When I get it done, it'll be seasoned like I want it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on these potatoes. I'll go ahead and hop off and do this, and I'll get my eggs peeled and put in here and see what else we're going to put in it. Then we're going to work on our pies. And get those strawberries cut up and okay, I'm gonna rinse my hands off and hop off of here for now. Get these potatoes in the pan. And I'll be back and show you what else is going on. Try to get this crazy stand to work a little better. What's going on with it today? Something is. It's not wanting to jive for some reason. There we go. That's much better. So, the mayonnaise for the potatoes, and the rest of this stuff up. I've got to get some more sugar out so we can make the pie. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. I've got the chili sauce done for the hot dogs, and I've got it in a crock pot. I've got out a little bowl, another bowl for Eric that don't have any brown sugar in it, and I've got the potatoes all cut up or chopped up or peeled, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the dressing on it. Now I'm not gonna put any onions or celery in this, which is what I like to do, but there, like I said, there's going to be some little children out there eating it. So I'm putting onion powder on it. And I'm putting some dill on it. That's probably about a half a teaspoon of dill. We'll taste it. If it's not enough, I'll add more. And I am going to add some celery seeds. Love celery seeds. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is add, I think I put it in the refrigerator. Whoa! The dill pickle relish. Nothing like having a fight with the refrigerator. Okay, there's dill pickle relish in here. Oh boy. And then we're going to do some mustard. And I'm just guessing at this because probably a couple of teaspoons or more. If that's not enough, I'll add more. And I'm going to add the mayonnaise. And I'm just going to add enough to make get everything covered up good. And okay. And I was going to tell you, if there's anybody out there that likes beets, I found some beets that are absolutely out of this world. They're pickled beets, and they're little whole pickled beets. And the name of them is Jake and Amos. They're made by the Amish. If you ever find these anywhere, or you go to an Amish village or settlement, Ask them if they have these or can get them. They are the best beets I have ever ate. So good. Okay, I'm going to try to mix all this up. Get all the mustard mixed up, all the spices, the mayonnaise. Now, like I said, I like celery in mine, and I like onions. But this is what we're doing today. Trying to make somebody really happy. And this will go in the refrigerator and marinate also. And I just peeled my potatoes, and then I just broke them up in small pieces. Because if you don't, the salt will not get in there. Now I'm going to put eggs in here. And the way I do my eggs, and I think you've watched me do this before, I'm going to rinse my hands off. I put them in the egg slicer like you're going to just slice an egg. And then I take them out and turn them a half a turn and slice them again. That goes in there. Down. A half a turn. Down. And a half a turn. Whoa. I don't know whether that was a piece of shell or not. I sure don't want that on there. Okay. We've got everything done except for the pies. And I'll be working on those. So what I'm going to do when I get this all mixed up is start slicing the strawberries and getting those ready to go in the pie. And then I'll tell you how to make the sauce that goes over it. And I've got Cool Whip or whipped topping in a can to go on top of it. Okay, there's that. Got almost all my dishes washed up. Now, if you want to chop up your potatoes in smaller pieces, you can. However you like them, or leave them in bigger pieces. However you want to do them. But this is just what I'm doing today, and I wanted to show you in case you wanted to make it like this. And to me, this is a little dry. So I'm going to add some more mayonnaise. In case you wonder why I'm not saying much today, my pain level's really high. Sorry to be talking about depressing things, but I want to cook, and it's just hard for me to do a lot of things anymore, but anyway, that's why I'm not saying too much, I guess. I'm going to taste this, and I'm going to see what it tastes like, and hopefully it'll be good. I may need to add something to it. I don't know what, but I do prefer sweet pickle relish in here rather than the dill. But like I said, I'm making this for somebody else to make them happy. And I'm gonna, and this may not have enough relish in it either. So I'm not sure, but we're gonna taste it and see what it needs. I think it needs more relish. I think it needs more relish. I'll rinse this off. What I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in the container that I'm going to take it out there in, and let it sit in the refrigerator for a little bit longer, or a little while, and then I'm going to taste it again and see if it needs anything else. It may need a tad bit more mustard, but it's pretty, tastes pretty good when it's something that you don't really care for as much, but it's good. And anybody that doesn't like sweet relish or sweet in your potato salad, you will love this, because it is really good that way with the dill. It has a really good flavor. So I'm going to hop back off here, get my strawberries prepared, and make the sauce to go over that, and get those in the pie shell that I baked last night. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay, I'm back and ready to do the pies. I've got... I put 1 3/4 cup water is what it calls for one pie. So I'm doing 2 pies. So that's 2 3.5 cups. Now I've got 2 cups of sugar in here and 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. And I'm stirring that up because I went ahead and got my water hot. You're really supposed to put your cornstarch into cold water so that it won't lump, but leave it to me, and I always do it different. I forget what I'm doing sometimes and get in a hurry. I thought if I had this water going that it would be faster when I got on the camera to get it done. So anyway, we've got this on and we've got to stir this. So 1 3/4 and 1 3/4 is 3.5 cups of water, 2 cups of sugar, and 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. And we're going to cook this till it gets thick and it'll get clear. And then we're going to put 2 packages of Jell-O, regular strawberry Jell-O in here. Now, if we were just doing one pie, we would just do half of the amount of what I'm doing. 1 3/4 cup, 1 cup of sugar, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1 box of Jell-O. That's for 1 pie. So, we're doing 2 pies, and I've got the Potato salad is in the refrigerator, getting cool. The slaw is in the refrigerator, and it has shrunk way down after it soaked up, absorbed all that dressing. And the beans are in the crock pot. The chili sauce is in the crock pot, keeping warm. And as soon as I get these pies done, or as soon as I get this filling in the pies, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. And then I'm just waiting for Eric to come and get me. He'll be in here to get me. We're going out to the palace. And he's grilling the hot dogs out there on the grill. And this is going to be real pretty when I get the Jell-O in it, but don't put the Jell-O in until it gets thickened, and you let it set for a little bit. And then you put the Jell-O in after you take it off the burner. And I'm gonna put okay, that's what happens when somebody calls you. That was Eric wanting to know if I was getting things ready, and I told him I was. So as soon as this starts to get thick, we'll pour it in the pies and get it in the fridge. And then we'll be ready to get out there. I think we're going to eat around 12:30. This is starting to get thick. Can you tell? Anyway, you're supposed to put the cornstarch in when the water's cold. And that's why I added a little bit of water to it with the sugar so that it wouldn't lump up. Oh boy, this is gonna be nice. This is what goes over the strawberries, and this is an easy pie to make. I did cheat a little bit. I bought a boughten pie crust. I don't know how good they're gonna be. Probably not very good at all, but I just didn't think I could roll out the pie dough today and do all this. So anyway, I've got, I baked the pie crust last night and got it ready. And so I've stemmed the berries and got them sliced with the egg slicer. And, oh boy, does this look good. Sorry, I don't know what happened, if someone tried to call me again or what it was. But my phone, my camera went up, it just shut off. Anyway, there's the berries. As soon as this timer goes off, I'm gonna add this wonderful sauce to the pies. So I tried to do up the dirty dishes, but I have a few now since I had a pan, but there won't be too many, and I probably should get them washed up real quick before I go to the palace. Okay. As soon as that timer goes off, and I think we've got about 4 minutes, and I'll just hop off of here and come back on. Somebody's liable to call me again and shut me off anyway. I'll be right back. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, and now I'm ready to go to put this strawberry filling on the pie. And it will still be warm, but that's what makes it get into the berries good. And you can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, you can watch me on the next one. I try not to fill these too full so that they won't run over the edge. But sometimes I get a little carried away. And like I said, I've got the Cool Whip to go on it. Don't that look delicious? Does that look good? Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside for a minute. Well, I think I'll go ahead and put him in the cooler. Well, I'm gonna wait. Maybe I might need to add a little more. I'm not sure. So I'm slowly pouring this in the pie. And as you can see, it is still warm. It only got to cool about 10 minutes. May put this in the fridge and let it cool a little bit, and maybe add some more of this filling to it after this gets cooled. Like I said, I get carried away and keep adding more, and then I end up running it over. So I'm trying not to do that. Put that back in there. Okay, I'm going to put these in the fridge. And we'll see you a little bit later.